Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this June 2nd meeting of the Hampton City School Board. I call this meeting to order. Bowers, would you please call the roll?
Ms. Lafanja?
Here.
Ms. Banks-Gray?
Here.
Ms. Cherry?
Here.
Dr. Mason?
Here.
Mr. Samuels?
Present.
Dr. Woodhouse?
Here.
Mr. Kilgore?
Here. Let the record show that all board members are present. If I could now ask our student representative, Paul Carnick, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Could you please rise?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for this evening.
So moved, Mr. Chair. Second.
I have a motion from Dr. Mason and a second from Dr. Woodhouse. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Bowers, would you please call for the vote?
Ms. Lafanja?
Aye.
Ms. Banks-Gray?
Aye.
Ms. Cherry?
Aye.
Dr. Mason?
Aye.
Mr. Samuels?
Aye.
Dr. Woodhouse?
Aye.
Mr. Kilgore?
Aye, the motion carries. We now move on to the recognitions for this evening, and I will turn the evening over to our Executive Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Ms. Gorel.
Thank you, Chair Kilgore, Vice Chair Woodhouse, members of the school board, Superintendent Smith, and members of the Hampton City Schools family. It's kind of hard to believe that tonight is our final televised school board meeting for the 2020-2021 school year. Our year definitely began like no other. However, we have certainly come a long way, and we are excited to be here this evening and have the opportunity to recognize several of our outstanding staff members and students in person. So for our first recognition, I'm going to actually ask Mr. Kilgore to join me at the mic, center stage. So this evening, we are going to begin our recognitions with our Technology Leadership Award. This prestigious award recognizes staff who are not only at the top of their game when it comes to technology, but also exhibit the best teamwork, leadership, creativity, and innovative spirit to make big things happen with technology. In previous years, we have recognized Cooper Elementary Magnet School for Technology, Jones Magnet Middle School, the English, Math, and Library departments of Bethel High School, the Academy of Cybersecurity, Engineering, and Robotics at Phoebus High School, and the Department of Innovation and Professional Learning, among others. This year's Technology Leadership Award goes to three very special teachers: Ms. Stacy Browning of Machen Elementary School, Ms. Carrie O'Hanlon of Phoenix Pre-K through 8, and Tracy Bourne of Kecoughtan High School. Would you three please join me up front by the microphone?
Ms. Browning was unable to join us this evening, but we still would like to recognize her. Stacy Browning is from Machen Elementary School. She is well known as the go-to person as a technology leader. She hosts her own help sessions called Tech and Tea with Stacy Lee. She is always willing to help anyone in the school who has technology questions and is constantly learning new things with technology, especially with creating the Machen yearbook this year. Mrs. Browning has also led several professional development sessions for technology. Marissa Hickson, a colleague of hers, says she is super deserving of this because she has, without hesitation, jumped into virtual teaching and is a natural at it and helps those who are not be as technology inclined with open arms. Even though Ms. Browning is not able to join us this evening, I'd like to ask her principal, Ms. Humble, to the stage to get her trophy while we give Ms. Browning a big round of applause. You want to just join him back?
Come join us back down on the All right, I would like to recognize our next honoree, who's actually standing to my right, and that is Miss Carrie O'Hanlon from Phoenix Pre-K through 8 School. Miss O'Hanlon has done an outstanding job as a virtual and concurrent hybrid teacher, words that we didn't even talk about until this year. Her use of a variety of platforms and applications has helped to keep all students engaged despite the challenges of this school year. Ms. O'Hanlon uses swivel technology for her classes to ensure that virtual learners in her classroom feel supported and can actively be engaged with their teacher and classmates. Her seamless integration has created a welcoming and supportive classroom environment for all students. Students interested in the swivel have allowed Ms. Hanlon to strengthen their relationships with her students, as students like to help her set it up each day, and it provides them time to catch up with one another while accomplishing a daily task. Her students look forward to attending her class because of the different activities that she uses to instruct and enrich. For example, she uses Google Jamboards, Virtual I Spy, a self-designed board game such as Civics Opoly, and even created her own version Among Us for Civics and Economics SOL review. Students never know what to expect in her class. Her digital notebooks through Google Slides have not only provided students with daily opportunities to practice TEI and hotspot questions, but also kept them engaged. Her consistent use of digital and interactive Google Slides allows her to establish a routine in her classroom, making it easier for students to navigate through a very unusual school year. Her use of the Giphy Chrome extension helps to make material relatable and inviting to students through her inclusion of GIFs, stickers, and emojis. Lastly, Ms. O provides, it's what her students call her, Ms. O, provides students with opportunities to participate in a flipped classroom model by making instructional videos. She's even gone on-site to content-related locations to create first-hand experience videos. For example, during her local government unit, she filmed her video in downtown Hampton at the city offices and at her polling place on Election Day. And I like to say that I've personally followed her on Twitter, and I'm constantly retweeting her posts because they are fantastic.
Ms. O'Hanlon, would you please join me on the stage? On behalf of the Hampton City School Board and our superintendent, Dr. Smith, I am honored to present a Technology Leadership Trophy to you. Thank you for positively impacting our students each and every day. Thank you.
And our final Technology Leadership honoree this evening is Ms. Tracy Bourne from Kecoughtan High School. The theater department at Kecoughtan did not let the pandemic slow them down. Under the leadership of Ms. Bourne as their director, the theater department and the Performing Arts Academy were able to hold rehearsals and deliver a spectacular performance for free via Zoom. In December, right before winter break, the Theater and Performing Arts Academy put on the Holiday Channel Movie Wonderthon Stay-at-Home Edition. This performance was streamed through a third-party service where audience members purchased tickets in order to view from home. In the spring, they were able to have their first in-person performance since January of 2020, in which Into the Woods was performed to limited audience sizes. Tracy Bourne creatively adapted the theater program and the Performing Arts Academy to an online model with Zoom rehearsals, sending students the music necessary to practice over online mediums, and bringing the teachers of the Performing Arts Academy together to help bring success in light and taxing times. By utilizing technology, Ms. Bourne made sure her students never missed a beat this year, and that is true as well, as I've tweeted many of your wonderful things from the theater.
Ms. Bourne, would you please join me on the stage? On behalf of the Hampton School Board and our superintendent, Dr. Smith, I am honored to present a Technology Leadership Trophy to you. Thank you for all your hard work and for thinking outside of the box in order to bring the arts to our students, their families, and community. So before we move on to our next recognitions this evening, I'd like to say that we cannot overemphasize the amount of creativity and work that our teachers put into remaking our entire educational model in a matter of months. Thanks to innovation and efforts of these teachers and others throughout the division, Hampton City Schools was able to say that even during a pandemic, we truly were there for every child, every day, whatever it takes. Congratulations again to Ms. Browning, Ms. O'Hanlon, and Ms. Bourne, and the work they did to inspire, teach, and bring joy to others. As we conclude, if there are any family members, special guests, school administration, or staff from Machen, Phoenix, or Kecoughtan, please stand and be recognized as well. And as well as our Director of Technology, Mr. John Eagle. Let's give this group a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. You all can take your seats. Thank you, Mr. Kilgore. For our next group of recognitions, Mr. Samuels is going to join me. Mr. Samuels, if you would please proceed to the mic at center stage. All right. It is now our pleasure to recognize the class of 2021 salutatorians for each of our 4 high schools. So would Abigail Ronsonet, Paige Jordan, Zarya Russell, and Kumnalan Dangiero please join me up front by the microphone. All right, we are going to begin with Bethel High School salutatorian, Zarya Russell. Zarya has a grade point average of 4.5. Her activities include serving as drum major of the marching band, Student Council Association executive member, the National Honor Society, volunteer with the American Legion, Symphonic Band, Community Leader Fellowship for Eastern Virginia Youth, and tutor. I think I need water after that long list. Mr. Samuels?
Okay, Zarya was accepted to New York University, George Mason University, Howard University, Spelman College, Virginia Commonwealth University, North Carolina A&T University, and the College of William and Mary. Zarya will be attending George Mason University in the fall and majoring in either business or engineering.
Go ahead and join on stage.
Please join me, Zarya. Congratulations. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, and Hampton School Board and Superintendent Dr. Smith, I am honored to present the certificate to you, and it reads, make sure I get it right. And it says, Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations, this certificate is proudly presented to Zarya Russell, Bethel High School Salutatorian, and it is signed on this date, June the 2nd, by our Chairman, Joe Kilgore, and our Superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 second. We also have a gift for you, Ms. Russell. Thank you. And if we have any of Abigail's parents,
Not Abigail, Zarya.
Zarya. I was moving forward to Abigail. My apologies. Abigail is next. If we have Zarya parents, family members, I don't know your dad. Administrators, please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much.
You can still join us. All right. Our next recognition is actually from Hampton High School. It's Abigail Ronsonet, but she was unable to join us this evening. So Ms. Pollard, her executive principal, is here. But we're still going to talk about Abigail, not you. So sorry. No. Abigail is graduating with a grade point average of a 4.66. Her activities include serving as president of the Rho Kappa History Honor Society, member of the National Honor Society, finance intern at the Martha Mugler Campaign for Delegate, member of the Math Honor Society, vice president of the Trium Music Honor Society, founder and organizer of the International Baccalaureate the CAS Tutoring Project. She's also a tutor, a volunteer at the Salvation Army After School Program, a head lifeguard at Paradise Ocean Club, and a member of the Hampton High School Harmonics Choir, as well as a volunteer for various miscellaneous organizations over the course of high school for service. And it's probably why she's not here tonight, because she's out volunteering somewhere. There's so many things going on.
And since Abigail isn't here, Ms. Pollard, would you join me on stage, please? Abigail was accepted to the University of Virginia, the College of William and Mary, Old Dominion University, Virginia Commonwealth University, and Hampton University. She plans to attend the University of Virginia as an Bethel scholar and major in psychology and political science. She hopes to attend graduate school to either earn a law degree or a PhD in psychology. And Ms. Pollard, on behalf of our chairman, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, and the Hampton School Board, and Dr. Jeffrey Smith, our superintendent, I am honored to present this certificate to you, Ms. Pollard, on behalf of Ms. Abigail. And it reads, similar to Ms. Russell's, Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations, this certificate is proudly presented to Abigail Ronaset, Hampton High School Salutatorian, and it has the signature of Dr. Jeffrey Smith and our school board chair, Joe Kilgore. Signed today, June the 2nd, 2021.
Thank you.
And since Miss Abigail is not here, I would imagine that she's joining us via the television and the social media. So I just want to say a shout out to Abigail. Thank you, Ms. Pollard.
We're going to move on to Kecoughtan Salutatorian for the class of 2021, who is Paige Jordan. Paige has a grade point average of 4.59. Paige's activities include theater and marching band, as well as volunteering at her church and Hampton's own Bluebird Gap Farm, one of my favorites.
And
Thank you.
is
Go ahead
Paige
and
here?
join the stage.
Please join us. All righty, Paige was accepted to Liberty University, Sweetbriar College, Randolph College, Radford University, Albright College, Barton College, Roanoke College, Emory and Henry College, Bridgewater College. That's a lot of colleges you accepted. She will be attending Liberty University and majoring in nursing. After graduation, she hopes to become a nurse or continue her education and become a nurse practitioner or a physician. Once again, on behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present to you this certificate. And it reads, Ms. Page, Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations, this certificate is proudly presented to Paige Jordan, Kecoughtan High School Salutatorian, and it is signed on today's date, June the 2nd, 2021, by our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, and our chairman, Joe Kilgore.
Thank you.
And I have one gift. And before Paige leaves the stage, if her parents, our guardian, are in the audience, family members, administrators, please stand and be recognized.
All right, last but not least, we have the Salutatorian from Phoebus High School, and I believe I'm saying this correctly. Is it Kamnulin? Is it Duangdara? Woohoo! I got it. All right, Kamnulin is graduating with a 4.53 grade point average. His activities include soccer and robotics, which goes hand in hand with Phoebus High School robotics. And if you would join Mr. Samuels up on stage.
So you brought your entire classmates with you. Okay, Camille was accepted to George Mason University and Old Dominion University. He will attend Old Dominion University in the fall and major in computer engineering. He plans to pursue a career in engineering after graduation. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and Superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present you the certificate. And I'm going to read it once again because you're special. Certificate of Achievement from Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Camille, how you say the last name? Dongdera, Phoebus High School, Salutatorian. And thank you so much for assisting me with pronouncing your name. I greatly appreciate that. And just be patient. I do have a gift. And so once again, classmates, family members, administrators, could you please stand and be recognized? You're a rock star, dude. Okay, congratulations to our salutatorians. You all are to be commended for your academic excellence. Once again, we value to recognize all the parents and guests, but once again, I will continue to acknowledge you for your presence here as we salute and recognize our salutatorians. Thank you so much.
Mr. Samuels is going to continue on stage
Absolutely.
with me. Thank you, sir. And we are now going to honor and recognize our 2021 valedictorians with Jalen Matthews, Caitlin Leone, Camille Jones, Ashlyn Schultz, and Moises Luna Tubbs. Please come forward. Ms. Pollard will be joining us again. I think she just wants the
Dr.
candy bar
Whiteman.
that's in the.
And Dr.
Oh,
Whiteman.
and also Dr. Whiteman. Okay, gotcha. All right. So we are going to begin with Bethel. Jalen Matthews is Bethel's valedictorian and is graduating with a cumulative grade point average of 4.53. Her activities include serving as treasurer of the National Honor Society, Student Council Association president, student mentor, girls varsity tennis captain, Distinctive Youth Foundation, Inc., and New Grace Church Youth Volunteer. If you would join Mr. Samuels.
Congratulations. Okay, Jalen was accepted to UNC Chapel Hill, James Madison University, George Mason University, Howard University, the College of William and Mary, Delaware State University, and Old Dominion University. She has decided to attend George Mason University and major in applied computer science. Upon college graduation, she hopes to work in software development. Outstanding. Jalen, on behalf of our chairman, Joseph Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present this certificate to you. And once again, I'm going to read it. The Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Jalen Matthews, Bethel High School, for the valedictorian. And wait 1 second. For you, Ms. Matthews. And once again, if you have your family members, administrators, and friends in the audience, please stand and be recognized.
All right. Our Hampton Crabbers valedictorian for 2021 is Miss Caitlin Leone. Caitlin has a cumulative grade point average of 4.72. Her activities include the Nu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, Hampton Youth Commission, and serving as a volunteer at the Virginia Living Museum. And joining us tonight again is Ms. Pollard. If you would join Mr. Samuels on stage.
All right, Executive Principal Ms. Pollard, thank you for joining me again. Caitlin was accepted to Virginia Tech, the College of William and Mary, and the University of Virginia. She will attend the University of Virginia and major in neuroscience. Caitlin also plans to attend medical school. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, Vice Chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and our Superintendent, Dr. Smith, I am honored to present this certificate to you, Ms. Pollard, on behalf of Caitlin. Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Caitlin Leone, Hampton High School Valedictorian, and is signed by our Superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, and our Chairman, Joe Kilgore, June 2nd, 2021. And wait 1 second, I have.
I promise they'll get their gifts.
Thank you.
Say it's a good thing that this is televised, Mr. Samuels.
Absolutely,
Ms.
absolutely.
Pollard's now walking away with 2 gift bags. There is chocolate in those gift bags, by the way. All right, next we are going to move on to Kecoughtan. Kecoughtan has co-valedictorians for the class of 2021. So I'd like to first recognize Camille Jones. Camille is graduating with a cumulative grade point average of 4.66. Her activities include youth and government, model judiciary lawyer, model UN, varsity tennis, French club, National Honor Society, French Honor Society, the Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, and the Science Honor Society. And tonight joining us on behalf of Camille is Dr. Whiteman, the executive principal of Kecoughtan High School.
Dr. Whiteman, thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Camille was accepted to the College of William and Mary as a James Monroe Scholar and William and Mary Scholar, the University of Virginia as an Eccles Scholar, Duke University, and Princeton University. She plans to attend Princeton University and major in history. After she earns her undergraduate degree, she hopes to attend law school and one day become a lawyer. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and Dr. Smith, superintendent, I am honored to present this certificate to you. And it reads, Dr. Whiteman. Certificate of Achievement from Hampton City School. Congratulations. The certificate is proudly presented to Camille Jones, Kecoughtan High School co-valedictorian. And it was signed today, June the 2nd, by our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, and our school board chair, Mr. Kilgore. And wait 1 second, Dr. White. Also present this to Camille. And Camille, if you're watching with your family, congratulations. Thank you, Dr. White.
All right. I'd like to recognize the other co-valedictorian for 2021 for Kecoughtan, Ms. Ashlyn Schultz. Ashlyn also has a cumulative grade point average of 4.66. Her activities include National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, Art Honor Society, Science Honor Society, softball, working, and Girl Scouts. If you would join Mr. Samuels on stage.
Ashlyn, I can tell you also brought your party with you. Ashlyn was accepted to the University of Virginia, Penn State, and the University of Massachusetts, Boston. She plans to attend the University of Virginia and major in mechanical engineering. Wow. Awesome. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton City School Board, and our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present this certificate to you. And I'm going to read it once again because I take great delight in doing this. Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Ashlyn Schultz, Kecoughtan High School co-valedictorian, and it is signed by our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, and our chairman, Joseph Kilgore, on today, June the 2nd, 2021. 1 second. We also present you with a gift from the school board. Thank you. Can we pause? I didn't ask. Can you come back up here?
She tried to escape quickly.
She's trying to escape. But blame me, I didn't recognize her administrative staff, family members and friends in the audience. Can you please stand and be recognized?
All right. Our final valedictorian this evening is from Phoebus High School, the class of 2021, Moises Luna Tubbs. Moises is graduating with a grade point average of 4.55. His activities include varsity football, varsity soccer, varsity wrestling, 500 plus hours of volunteering, the National Honor Society, the English Honor Society, and National Society of High School Scholars. Would you join Mr. Susan?
Moises. You are a rock star, aren't you? Okay, Moises was accepted to the University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, Louisiana State University, University of Miami, UNC Chapel Hill, University of Florida, Florida State University. And I have to flip over. Where's Virginia University? Oregon State University, the College of William and Mary, and Old Dominion University. Luna Tubbs will be attending
University of Virginia.
in the fall and majoring in biology and also playing football. It's my understanding you're a good kicker.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hope to take that to UVA.
You hope to take that to UVA? Okay. I may have to challenge you one day because I'm a good soccer player and I think I can kick a
Mr.
25-yard.
He was soccer.
Yeah.
He switched from a grass fairy to football.
I don't know what that grass is. No, I'll take it.
He says after college graduation, he plans to play professional football in the NFL and continue his education through medical school. Either way, he just wants to make mama proud and buy her, guess what? A pink car.
That's your favorite color.
That's her favorite color. So, Luna, on behalf of our chair, Joseph Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton School Board, and our superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present this certificate to you. And I'm going to read it again, if you don't mind. Okay. Certificate of Achievement from Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. The certificate is proudly presented to Moises Luna Tubbs, Phoebus High School valedictorian. And wait, hold on. Sure. But before I allow you to do that, I'm going to ask his audience, administrators, friends to stand and be recognized for this outstanding young man. And all the- May I have permission from the chair so
Absolutely.
Moses can say a few words? Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't really think about what I was going to say till I asked him, but just wanted to thank my great community at Phoebus, the administration, staff, my classmates, friends, and family I made throughout the years. It's just, I'm very thankful to have you guys by my side throughout this experience. And I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. Thank you so much for staying by me this whole time. I know it's been tough, but we made it.
That warms my heart, and I am not going to get emotional because I too have a senior graduating from Hampton High School, and I know the feeling. To all the parents, guardians, aunties, uncles, who have observed and watched you all from a distance and even there to guide you in the right direction. It's a proud day for us. It's a proud day for the school board, the superintendent, to recognize for the outstanding academic achievement. It's hard work. It's hard work, and you all toiled, you all did the work, and it's paying off. So I just want to say thank you all so much for your commitment to our graduates. It means a lot to us, and it's time for us to kick them out of the house, and so they can go off to college and then start paying for our retirement. But once again, on behalf of the Hampton School Board, I would like to have all the salutatorians and the vowels to please stand and be recognized once again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuels. All right, for our next group of recognitions, Ms. Jackson Afanja is going to join me. So if you would please proceed to the mic at center stage. Careful around that corner. Ready? All right. So Thursday, May the 13th, 2021 was a momentous and historical day for 26 of our Hampton City School students as they graduated from Thomas Nelson Community College with their associate degree. To put it into perspective, these 26 seniors have already earned their associate degree, which is 2 years of college, and they will be graduating in 2 weeks from Hampton City Schools with their high school diploma. We are proud to share that 25 of these students are part of the Advanced College Experience, or better known as ACE, Academy at Phoebus High School, and 1 student completed the coursework through the Governor's School. And before I ask our students who earned a Science Associate to join me up front, I'd like to ask Dr. Porter Brannon to please stand at your seat to be recognized. And we're going to bring her up in a minute. That do not know Dr. Porter Brannon, but I believe most everyone in this room does. She is the president of Thomas Nelson Community College, and without that collaboration and partnership with TNCC, this opportunity would not have been possible for our young people. So let's give Dr. Brannon a round of applause. And just so she's not standing so long, since we've got 26 students to recognize, we're going to have her take a seat, and we will call her up to the stage later in the presentation. So the first group of students that we would like to recognize are our students who earned an Associate of Science and an Associate of Computer Science. So would these students please join me up front? We have Jonathan Blunt, Anaya Bren, Samuel Chenkin, Jocelyn Eam, Shizay Lopez Rogers, Moises Luna Tubbs, Maya Miller, Jordan Nidecker, Caitlin Nelson, Denasia Padilla, Christina Full, and Ayana Wilson. If you would join me up front. Now, some of our students were unable to join us this evening, just so that you are aware. But before we ask you to join Ms. Jackson Afanja on stage, I'm going to kind of go over, one might be asking, well, what is an Associate of Science degree? What did you all accomplish since your freshman year in high school? Well, this degree focuses on physical or natural science, and it's designed for students interested in a pre-professional or scientific program. Students earn a minimum of 60 credit hours. Those are 60 college credit hours through curriculum and enrichment learning programs that focus on training students to think scientifically and develop skills required in the workplace, or the baccalaureate studies in programs such as science, math, or computer science. Common careers with an Associate of Science degree include, and some of you have already expressed interest in these careers, could be a medical assistant, a dental hygienist, a physical therapist assistant, a nuclear medicine technology, home health aide, nursing assistant, air traffic controller, a radiation therapist, a web developer, an electrical and electronics engineering technician, or just to name a few. Ms. Jackson-Afonja, I'm going to turn that over to you.
Okay, well, before I call each of these scholars to the stage to receive a certificate, I want to take a moment and talk about the Academy of Advanced College Experience, or ACE. ACE is one of Hampton City Schools' 16 wall-to-wall academies. It is housed at Phoebus High School, and the ACE students are Phoebus students as well as Thomas Nelson students. It provides our students with early exposure to the academic rigors and intellectual challenges of college-level work through a structured blend of high school and college curriculum. Our students have the opportunity to complete their high school diploma and associate degree simultaneously, which substantially reduces college tuition costs and the time spent earning post-secondary degree. What an opportunity for our young people, especially those cost savings. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, our vice chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton City School Board, and Dr. Jeffrey Smith, our superintendent, I am honored to present this certificate to each of the students that are here tonight. As I call your name, please come to the stage and receive your certificate. I'll see if there are any family members or anyone that is here to be recognized. And then after you receive your certificate, please go back and stand next to Ms. Gore. Jonathan Blunt? No? Anaya Brin? Wait a minute. Samuel Chinkin.
Yes.
Okay, Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Samuel Chinkin, Associate of GSST Computer Science. All of the certificates tonight have been signed by our very own Dr. Jeffrey Smith, who's the superintendent, and our chair, Joseph Kilgore. Congratulations. Are there any family members or administrators here tonight for Samuel? Thank you. Jocelyn E.M.? Just want to say the name right. Shazaya Lopez Rogers. Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Shazaya Lopez Rogers, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Science. Congratulations. I don't need to ask if there are any family members, friends, or administrators here for Josiah, because I see that there are. Would you please stand and be recognized? Exceptional.
You see lots of smiles under those masks. You
Yes.
see it in their eyes.
Moises Luna Tubbs. This Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. The certificate is proudly presented to Moises Luna Tubbs, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Science. Congratulations. And would Moses family and friends stand once more, please? Thank you. Maya Miller. This Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board is presented to Maya Miller. Congratulations, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Science. Are there any family members or administrators, friends here for Maya? Please stand. Jordan Nidecker. Caitlin Nelson. Dunasia Padilla. Certificate of Achievement from the Hampton City School Board. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Dunasia Padilla, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Science. Congratulations. Anyone here to support Dunasia, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Christina Fool.
She is not here.
And Ayana Wilson. Okay. Just like to say congratulations to all of our graduates on tonight. This is quite an honor. Very pleased, very happy for you all. Congratulations.
Let's give them another round. I'll take this. All right. For our next group of recognitions, Dr. Mason is going to join me. Dr. Mason, would you please proceed to the mic at center stage? All right, next we are going to recognize our students who have earned an Associate of Social Science. So would the following students please join me up front? We have Gianna Bartholomew, Tashawn Billups, Anaya Clinton, Shakir Dewan Jr., Kenneth Ferguson, Kamaya Gray, DeQuez Green, Michael Johnson Jr., Cameron Moss, Jalen Oquendo, Micah Sharp, Destiny Summers, Janae Thomas, and Tatiana Wheeler. So this degree is designed for students who wish to complete a bachelor's degree in the social sciences. Students earn a minimum of 61 credit hours through the curriculum and enrichment learning programs that emphasize cultural and social understanding, critical thinking, written and oral communication, quantitative and scientific reasoning, and information literacy to develop skills required in the workplace, or for studies in programs of psychology, economics, education, political science, anthropology, history, or sociology. And common careers with this pathway include a paralegal, a teacher assistant, an instructional aide, an administrative assistant, a social service assistant, a data entry clerk, an educational office administrator, a personal assistant, a helpline operator, a police officer, fire or ambulance dispatcher, home health and personal care worker, and social science research assistants for the city, state, or federal government agencies.
Now, before I call each TNCC graduate to the stage to be recognized and receive a certificate, I'd like to reiterate how ACE is highly competitive, offering only 125 slots per grade level, starting with the freshman cohort. Rising ninth grade students applying to ACE must meet Hampton City Schools admissions guidelines. The students that Ms. Jackson LaFondra just recognized, as well as the students standing before us, made this commitment 4 years ago. They are actually the inaugural class for Hampton City Schools, and I would like to congratulate this group for staying the course, especially during this pandemic. They have worked hard, and their futures are certainly bright. On behalf of our chair, Mr. Kilgore, Vice Chair, Dr. Woodhouse, the Hampton City School Board, and Superintendent Dr. Jeffrey Smith, I am honored to present this certificate to each of you. Give me 1 second here. The whole time I've been thinking, I hope I don't drop these certificates when I'm flipping these pages here. All right. Gianna Bartholomew. This is Trayshawn Billups. And let me read this to you. It says, congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Trayshawn Billups, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Chairman, Mr. Kilgore.
Thank you.
And those of you who are here to support Trayshawn, his parents, his friends, and administrators, if you would stand to be recognized. Thank you. Anaya Clinton. Shakir Dewan Jr. Congratulations to you. All right. And it reads, of course, congratulations. The certificate is proudly presented to Shakir Dewan Jr., Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. You're welcome. Gotta recognize the folks, huh? And any family, friends, and administrators, would you please stand to be recognized also? I'm gonna just ask the Phoebus administrative team, just stand up, that's all you need. All right, Kenneth Ferguson.
He's not here. He was here earlier.
Okay.
So he did show, but he had a church obligation.
Praise the Lord. Kamaya Gray. DeQuise Green. Congratulations to you. All right, it says, congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to DeQuise Green, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. Once again, family and friends, will you please stand to be recognized, and also the Phoebus High School administrative team. Michael Johnson, Jr. Congratulations to you. Okay, and this reads, congratulations, this certificate is proudly presented to Michael Johnson, Jr., Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. Thank you. All right, family and friends, would you please stand to be recognized? And the Phoebus High School administrative team. Thank you, congratulations. Cameron Moss. Jalen Oquinda. How you say that last name? Oquinda. Okay, all right, good. All right. All right. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Jalen Oquinda, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. Congratulations to you. I get your family and friends to please stand. Family and friends, please stand. Oh, yeah, that's one proud father. Micah Sharp. Destiny Summers. Congratulations to you. Mm-hmm. All right, congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Destiny Summers, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. Okay, and family and friends that are here, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Janae Thomas. I just remember her when she first started this program.
That's right.
I'm a veteran.
Yes. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Janae Thomas, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joe Kilgore. You're welcome. All right, family and friends that are here, will you please stand? And last but certainly not least, Tatiana Wheeler. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Tatiana Wheeler, Academy of Advanced College Experience, Associate of Social Science, signed by Dr. Jeffrey Smith and Mr. Joseph Kilgore. All right. Oh, look at the pen, look at that. All right, any family and friends here? Please stand to be recognized. Okay. Now, before you're seated, I would like to ask Dr. Porter Brannon to join me on stage to be formally recognized and to say a few words.
All right, well, good evening.
Good evening.
So on behalf of the Thomas Nelson Community College Board, faculty, staff, and administration, I would like to extend the warmest congratulations to this amazing class of 2021. Please give them another hand of applause. Thank you. And to the members of the Hampton School Board, I thank you for inviting me here tonight to help celebrate the accomplishments of our students and to recognize the impact of the partnership between Thomas Nelson Community College and Hampton City Schools. The Academies of Hampton provide students with a clear pathway toward high school graduation and a smooth transition from high school into a career or onward to a four-year institution. Last year, more than 350 Hampton City School students were enrolled in courses offered by Thomas Nelson Community College. And those same students earned almost 3,900 college credits, which is amazing. This year, 26 of those students also earned their associate's degree because of this amazing partnership between Thomas Nelson and the Hampton City Schools, and here tonight, Phoebus High Schools, the Academy of the Advanced College Experience, also known as the ACE Academy. This partnership makes post-secondary education and training accessible, and as we share tonight, also incredibly affordable. These graduates that you see here tonight are poised and ready to be successful in whatever the next step in their journey is, whether that's college, the military, or on to the world of work. We are so proud of you and so proud to have been part of your journey here tonight. You're not only recognized here for the work that you've done academically, but you are our future, and you're going to lead to the vitality of this community, and we look forward to seeing all the great things that you're going to do. Now, we all know behind every exceptional program, there are visionaries and leaders who persist regardless of the challenges and the barriers. And I would be remiss tonight if I did not recognize the extraordinary leadership of the school superintendent, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, who is a joy to work with, Dr. Donna Woods, Dr. Raymond Haynes, Ms. Veronica Hurd, the principals from our Hampton City High Schools, and the many teachers and school administrators who have been some of the driving forces behind the advancement of the Academy since its inception. These students' accomplishments serve as evidence of the transformational possibilities of our partnership, a partnership that is centered around student success. I look forward to our continued relationship, and I look forward to the next graduating class of the Academies of Hampton. Thank you again for having me tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Brennan, for your leadership and partnerships. Our students are truly benefiting from this opportunity as well as our community. And I will say this, your parents are shouting financial joy because you've just saved them 2 years worth of college tuition. So let's give everyone a round of applause.
All right, and if our other Associate of Science could stand one more time, let's just give one big round of applause to these 26 students. Congratulations. So at this time, I'm going to ask Mr. Kilgore to come forward once again for this evening's final recognition. And Mr. Kilgore, I'm going to have a seat and let you finish up.
Thank you, Ms. Goro. It is my pleasure to recognize our 2020-2021 School Board Student Representative, Paul Karnek. If I could ask you to join me on the stage, Paul. The role of the representative is to speak on behalf of Hampton students on issues and policies that directly affect the student body. This is a non-voting role for the student. However, they do play an active role in board discussions. They attend all public school board meetings, special events, and graduations. In a typical year, the student representatives are selected from a pool of applicants who submit applications to the school board and participate in formal interviews. As we know, this school year was not a typical school year. So for this year, we asked our 2019-2020 student representative, Paul Karnek, if he'd be willing to assume the role of student representative for this school year. Thankfully, he accepted and has been a great addition to this board again this year. So I'd like to tell everyone a little bit about our student representative. Paul is a senior and an International Baccalaureate student at Hampton High School. He is a member of the marching band, jazz band, and symphonic band, the varsity track and field team, National Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society. He previously served as a junior class officer and a sophomore class officer. Paul volunteers through the IB program CAS with organizations such as the Salvation Army and Go Rescue Adoption Center, and has served as an Academies of Hampton student ambassador for 3 years. Paul attended a summer residential governor's school program during the summer of 2019. As I stated earlier, Paul has served the board for the past 2 years and is graduating in a couple of weeks, then heading to the University of Virginia in the fall.
Good job.
Paul, thank you for your time and dedication to the Hampton School Board. We wish you the best of luck at UVA, and I would like to present you with this award that says, in recognition of service as the student representative to the Hampton School Board 2020-2021, Paul Karnek. And I'd also like to present you with this certificate of achievement from the Hampton City School Board that says, congratulations. This certificate is proudly presented to Paul Karnek, student representative to the Hampton School Board 2020-2021, signed by our superintendent, Jeffrey Smith, and myself. Again, congratulations. So, would you like to say a few words?
All right, good evening, everyone, members of the Hampton School Board, our superintendent, Dr. Smith, our division leadership team, and members of the Hampton community. I'll make this quick because I know I may have developed a reputation over the past 2 years for some lexical trickery and magic, so I'll keep it short. But I, first of all, would like to thank everybody who got me here, including Mr. Chris Fredericks, my IB Academy principal my sophomore year, Mr. Hicks, my current IB Academy principal, I should say also that Mr. Fredericks was the Academy principal for my junior year as well. Ms. Pollard, the executive principal at the Hampton High School for the past 2 years, and Dr. Hardy and Mr. Kevin Davis as well. I don't know if they're here, but they were the two principals at Hampton for the first 2 years of my high school career. And I could not have done it without keeping the spirit of community service and public service in mind. And I thank the various teachers, administrators, and peers that helped me keep that in focus along the way. Thank you again.
I'd like to thank Ms. Gorel and Mr. Samuels, Dr. Mason, and Ms. Jackson-Afanja for helping with recognitions this evening. This concludes our recognitions. We will take a couple of minute breaks for the people that received recognition, their guests, family, and administrators that would like to leave us. If you'd like to stay, that's fine too, but we'll take a couple of minutes break so people can exit if they'd like to. Thank you. Okay, we'll go ahead and resume our meeting. The next item on our agenda is the consent agenda, which consists of 5 items. 3.01, which is the personnel report number 21-11. 3.02, certification of the closed session of May 14th, 2021. 3.03, certification of the closed session of May 19th, 2021. 3.04, minutes of the school board meeting of May 19th, 2021. And 3.05, school board consent to receipt of donations June 2021. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Dr. Woodhouse and a second from Mr. Samuels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Bowers, would you please call for the vote?
Ms. Banks Gray,
Aye.
Ms. Cherry, Dr. Mason,
Aye.
Mr. Samuels,
Aye.
Dr. Woodhouse,
Aye.
Ms. Afanja,
Aye.
Mr. Kilgore.
Aye, motion carries. We now move on to section 4 of our agenda, the superintendent and staff reports, and I will turn it over to Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. At this time, I would ask that our CFO, Ms. Brittany Dortch, that she would come forward and provide the financial report. Ms. Dortch.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Good evening, Chair Kilgore, Vice Chair Woodhouse, school board members, Dr. Smith, and the Hampton community. Tonight is my pleasure to present the monthly board report for April 2021. At the end of April, revenues totaled $167.8 million. This is 1.39% higher when compared to the previous fiscal year. Looking at our cumulative expenditures and encumbrances, they totaled $191 million at the end of April and were 8.5% higher when compared to the previous fiscal year. The increase in expenditures is primarily due to increased encumbered funds for one-time expenses as we have worked to repurpose savings within the fiscal year 2021 budget. And then also, we still have the impact of the 2% compensation increase and other compensation changes that were effective February of 2021. The spring ADM that was submitted to the Virginia Department of Education, or VDOE, was $18,629. When compared to our originally budgeted ADM of $19,030, this is a difference of $401. However, the revised state budget does include no loss funding, COVID local relief, and a state learning supplement for school divisions. So despite the decrease in average daily membership, we do still expect a positive impact on our state budget. Also included in the report, there are transfers to and from the technology classification at the end of April. And additionally, the April report also includes cross-categorical transfers that do not include technology. And just as a reminder, the VDOE does require school divisions to allocate their expenses among 7 different classifications, which include instruction, administration, attendance and health, transportation, operations and maintenance, non-instructional operations, technology, and lastly, debt and fund transfers. And as a practice within Hampton City Schools, any cross-categorical transfers that do not include technology must be submitted to the school board for approval. Therefore, on the deliberation agenda tonight, you will see a revised Fund 50 budget by classification, and if it be the school board's pleasure, we would ask that this item be moved for action. And that completes the report for April 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dortch. Do I have any questions or comments from board members? Hearing none? Okay, thank you very much. Excellent report. Dr. Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. That concludes superintendent and staff reports.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. We now move on to section 5 of our meeting, which is hearing of any delegations or presentations of any written communications or petitions. We do have some speakers this evening, so I will ask Ms. Bowers to please read the protocols.
Citizens are invited to address the school board on matters of public concern about the school division. Speaker forms are available prior to the start of the meeting. If you wish to address the school board, please complete the form and give it to the clerk. Each individual will have 5 minutes to speak. All comments shall be directed to the school board. Speakers may not yield their time to another. Speakers should address the school board with decorum on policy issues. Speakers' comments on individuals at their own risk of violating confidentiality laws and/or defaming the subjects of their comments. Neither the school board, the superintendent, nor the school administration will respond publicly to any comments by speakers about individuals. Presentation of resolutions, declarations, proclamations, manifestos, awards, or other similar documents not originated under the auspices of the school board or administration is prohibited during the public comment period. The audience is asked to be respectful of all speakers. Public comment is the school board's opportunity to listen to the speaker. Since our purpose is to hear from you, the board will not engage in dialogue with the audience or whomever is at the podium. Matters requiring a response will be directed to the superintendent for research and response. The superintendent may report back on such matters at a subsequent business meeting session as appropriate. The school board carefully considers your comments as we decide matters that are brought before us. We appreciate your attendance and your input.
Thank you, Ms. Bowers. And I will remind all speakers this evening, for adults, they should state their names and their residential address. If they are a minor, we ask that they provide their name and, if applicable, their grade and the school that they attend. Our first speaker this evening is Nakia Miller.
My name is Nakia Miller, and I'm not giving my address over television. It's on the form. This is the second time that I've spoken before the school board, and the 15th month that the Hampton School Board and Hampton City Schools has known about the repeated rape of my 8-year-old daughter at John Tyler Elementary School. As this body has made it very clear that there is no concern for my family nor my daughter's safety, I am speaking to you again and will continue to do so until this body makes it a point to respond or to do something to ensure the safety of the students that are in Hampton City Schools. As I was interrupted at the last school board meeting, I am going to finish what I wanted to say then. Hampton City Schools has no problem with shoving the fact that the district is 100% accredited in our faces at all times. But what is 100% accreditation when there are 7-year-olds being repeatedly raped in the bathrooms of your schools? What is 100% accreditation when this body does not stand for school safety? You are willing to earmark $150,000 to rename 5 schools. How much will you invest for school safety? $10, $20, $100, $120 a month? I have spent my life as a community advocate, not only for children in our city, but for youth across our region. I have had many interactions with members of this board. My oldest daughter, as recently as 2 years ago, went to family preservation for summer camp. As the advisor for the Hampton Branch NAACP Youth Council, I attempt to empower our youth to always reach their greatest potential. I am not a perfect parent. There are plenty of things that are trial and error, but I will be all 3 of my children's strongest advocates for as long as they are alive. My husband and I work together to provide Celeste the support that Hampton City Schools fails to give. All children know that from the statements that the school board attorneys have made in regards to Celeste. Their safety will never be at the forefront of HCS's minds, and that is truly sad. As you stood before the public and spoke of the accolades of the students that received recognition, At this time, the salutatorians, the valedictorians, the technology recipients, that is the moment where we have the ability to be proud of what our community has to give and to celebrate their greatest potentials. But what about the situations that Hampton City Schools tries to cover up? What about those things that need to be addressed, that need to be fixed in order for you to say that you care about every child every day, whatever it takes? I am baffled by the inaction and the silence of this board and their council when it comes towards my daughter's well-being. As previously, each one of you would have had me on your side as your greatest advocate until you choose to take a stand against rape in public school bathrooms. I promise you, you will see me beside your opposition, especially for the 3 members who are up for re-election next term.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Our next speaker this evening is Karen Bowden.
Chairman Kilgore, Vice Chairman Dr. Woodhouse, school board members, Dr. Smith, Hampton City School family, and all others assembled, good evening. I am Karen Bowden, and I reside at 309 Dunn Circle, Hampton. I am the sheriff of Hampton and a parent, let me repeat that, a proud parent of a senior at Bethel High School, class of 2021. Go Thomas. First of all, I am filled with pride as I have watched the achievements of our school students this evening. Accolades, kudos to all assembled administrators, school board members, family, friends. I say congratulations to each and every one of those students. They worked hard, and they are the best of the best. The future for those students, if they accept the challenges, in which I know they will be and make all of us happy of their success and achievements. To the students that receive their associate's degree, I say stand tall in knowing that you have leaped years ahead in your academic studies to position yourself for success. You are role models, and you have truly raised the bar. The Hampton Sheriff's Office is a proud community partner to the law enforcement academies at Bethel High School. Tonight, I am pleased to share some very exciting news to the class of 2021. During our partnership with the academies, 24 young students were challenged during a summer session to present a plan of action to the Hampton Sheriff's Office to lower our minimum deputy hiring age from 20 to 18 years of age. The students toured the jail, attended an orientation session, and sat in on morning dockets at the Hampton General District Court. My staff visited the students' classroom at Bethel High School to outline the duties and responsibilities of the Sheriff's Office. The students completed the summer session with several powerful, and when I say powerful, they were very powerful, PowerPoint presentations to make their cases clear to us, to take a serious look at the possibilities of hiring deputies at the age of 18. At the age of 18. I still have that PowerPoint. Today, I stand before you. I stand before each and every one of you assembled, and I am here to announce the beginning and immediately changing and lowering our age from 20 to 18 years of age. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One of my new initiatives. Thank you very much. The position starting salary is $38,688 plus benefits. There is no experience required. We all understand that every student may not attend college directly after high school, and the armed services may not be for everyone. We ask that they consider a professional career, not only a professional career, but an honorable career in law enforcement as a deputy sheriff with the Hampton Sheriff's Office. We will be reaching out to the Bethel Law Enforcement Academies, and we welcome all students of the class of 2021. I would like to say thank you, Dr. Smith, the school board, school administrators, and Mr. Saunders, here earlier, and his staff for the opportunity to partner with the law enforcement academies at Bethel High School. I say congratulations to all our graduates. Thank you for this opportunity, and good night.
Thank you, Sheriff Bowden.
Thank you.
Our next speaker this evening is Brenda Coles.
I have some visual aids.
Yeah, you can give them to the clerk.
I needed for them to take a look at them. It's regarding what I'm saying tonight. Okay? Okay, go ahead and start. Good evening, Dr. Kilgore and members of the board. My name is Brenda Coles, the president for the Richmond, Virginia chapter of the National Action Network. Founder and our national president is Reverend Al Sharpton. I also serve as president for the state of Virginia and the state of West Virginia. Most importantly, I'm the mother of Elijah Coles Brown. And at 11 years old, he was sexually assaulted on the school bus. The Richmond, Virginia chapter, NAN, stand in solidarity with the Miller family and seeking justice for Celeste. I am asking this board to understand the devastation that Celeste is dealing with. And not just Celeste as a victim of sexual assault, but also her brothers and sisters and her parents. The entire household is affected. As a mother of a child that was sexually assaulted, a normal child that was always happy I watched my son withdraw. He couldn't eat. He would hide in the closet. And his grades dropped. Even through years of therapy, even to this day, my son suffers with PTSD, anxiety attacks that I have to still deal with on a regular basis. When you are refusing to take this matter seriously, you failed. You failed. This child was sexually assaulted. You failed Celeste. You failed the schools, the children in the schools. We're not talking about one child. We're talking about your whole school system. Because see, the young man that sexually assaulted my son, he made one thing clear. That wasn't his first, and it wasn't going to be his last. So the parents today should be horrified that you refuse to do anything. You failed. You failed the community. And why you get voted in to office. And the promises that you make, that you're gonna take care of the children in which you oversee. You failed. You failed. It's not your child, is it? The school did what they were supposed to do. No, you didn't. That's what all the schools say. But I want to ask you all one thing to do if you want to take a little advice. I'm in Henrico County. And not only did Shannon Taylor, which is our Commonwealth attorney, spoke out clearly and stated it was an assault on my child. She didn't hide it. She made it very clear. But not only that, but she met with me on Christmas Day that year because she understood the urgency of what was happening. But reach out to that family to ensure that this child is getting the therapy that she's gonna need long term. And not only that, but if she needs to get away from the person that attacked her, you all need to make that happen. Because if you failed her, trust me, you're failing all the children that you claim that you represent. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Coles. Our next speaker is Elijah Coles Brown.
Good evening, Dr. Kilgore and members of the board. My name is Elijah Coles Brown, and before I begin today, I want to tell you all just a little bit about myself and why I'm here today. And I am the son of Brenda Coles, who just spoke up on the podium today, and I'm also the son of Brenda Coles that is on that paper that is in front of you all today. I am a 17-year-old student at John Randolph Tucker High School in Henrico County currently. And I am a student in the Center for Spanish Language and Global Citizenship program. I'm also an AP and honors student. And before I entered high school, I was in the Talented and Gifted program in elementary school and was in the International Baccalaureate program in middle school. I'm a national motivational speaker. I'm a podcaster, a speechwriter, an entrepreneur, a TV talk show host, along with many other things. But most importantly, I am Brenda Coles' son. I am here today in support of Celeste Miller and her family today. I myself, as you can see in front of you today, have been a victim of sexual assault, and its effects are still with me even today. Things that affect my daily life. I have an extremely hard time focusing with simple tasks, daily tasks, and even school. Even though the situation happened to me in 6th grade, in middle school, I'm about to be in 12th grade right now. My grades are still suffering, still dropping, even into my later years of high school, even though normally I'm an A/B student. I have problems remembering simple things. I have trust issues. I either trust people too much or I don't trust them at all. I have random bouts of severe anxiety and have anxiety attacks so bad that even within the past few weeks have interfered with my personal life, my school, and my job. And I now suffer with an anxiety disorder, PTSD, and a general depression disorder. All of this was after one experience with a child on my bus. One experience. I cannot imagine how Celeste must be feeling, or the trauma that will affect her throughout her life over the course of 2 years of sexual molestation in your school system. It is truly despicable that Miss Miller has had to send her child to such an unsafe environment. To the knowledge of the school, and nothing has been done to prevent the continued assault of Celeste. The worst mistake that the school system made for me, Henrico County School System, the worst mistake that they made was to refuse to listen to my cries. Do not, I repeat, do not do the same for Celeste. She deserves to be in a safe school environment, just like every other child. She does not need to be in the same school as her offender. If that requires moving her out of the school, placing her into a private school, and funding her education to make sure that she is safe, then that is what needs to be done. There's an old African proverb that says that it takes a village to raise a child. I want to ask if Celeste's village can please stand. You, as a school board, are also part of Celeste's village. If you cannot stand up for Celeste, if you cannot stand up for a student in your county, if you cannot stand up for justice for a victim of sexual assault, then why are you here? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Our next speaker is Willie Brown.
First and foremost, giving honor and all allegiance to God Almighty, to the members of the board. I'm a Richmond, Virginia native. I would like to say this first on behalf of the family of Ms. Miller and Celeste, who suffered the trauma of being sexually molested within the school for 2 years. I was taken aback and shocked because it reminded me of the behavior in prison. I'm a brother that was locked up at the age of 14, did 35 years and 11 months in prison, and just got released in 2018. And when I learned about Celeste Miller ordeal, I said, wow, this is very similar to prison and what goes on in prison. And I asked myself, this going on in the schools? And nobody was there to detect after 2 years of this young lady going through this type of atrocity. I just wanted to say this, and it's a scripture that's in Proverbs 29:7, and take it as you will. It says, the righteous care about the justice for the poor, but the wicked have no such concern. And when I heard my young brother Elijah speaking, and I'm like, this is a young brother who went through the same similar experience, but not as long as. And I wondered to myself that if I was to send my granddaughter or my grandson to such a school or any school in the state of Virginia, or any college in the state of Virginia where sexual assault is taking place all the time, how is this possible for a so-called civilized society? How is this possible for people who supposed to be the steward, supposed to be the guardian over a life? And so as Elijah said, man, you know, show your justice. Let us see that righteousness and justice dwell in you by taking the right action. If it don't, then it just reveals you and your relationship to the Most High. And I'm a striving man. I'm not a righteous man completely, but I'm striving every day to live righteous principle. And I'm not afraid to stand up for justice because I have suffered it almost all of my life as a black man living in America. So we ask that you do the right thing. You wouldn't want nobody to do that to your child. You'll be raising holy hell. Raising holy hell that something be done to correct the wrong. And the only thing that can correct it is justice and righteousness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Our final speaker, I'm not sure I'm going to get the first name right, Kaylin Miller? Kaylin Miller.
I didn't bring anything. I didn't write anything pre-hand. But today, sorry. My name is Kaylin Miller. I go to school at Kecoughtan High School. I'm a freshman, and I'm not stating my address. I'm gonna say a few things about Celeste's personality, and about Celeste, how she is at home, how she was before this situation, how she is now. Before the situation, Celeste was a happy, smiley girl who she likes playing in the front yard with Warren, my little brother. I can't, now how she is, she has anxiety attacks. I've seen her cry, I've seen her scream, I've seen, she's, I don't, I can't imagine if this happened to another child. If it hurts to know that there could be another child out there that could go through this as well. And it should hurt you too that there could be another child going through this as well, and you didn't help them, and you did, And you are not helping Celeste either. You did not help Celeste. Would you help another child if someone spoke out and said that this happened to them too? Would you help the other child? I know that God help anyone's soul who looks at this as if it's not a big situation, because it is a big situation. This is a sexual assault. Are you hearing that?
Yes, ma'am.
It is a sexual assault. And somehow, this is a common thing. It shouldn't be a common thing in schools, where we're supposed to be safe, where my parents send me and are supposed to send my siblings to a safe environment where we go to learn. Is it so safe if kids are being sexually assaulted in bathrooms? It boggles my mind how there are people speaking out on behalf of Celeste, and there are people sending prayers to my family also, but at the same time we got no phone call from anyone here saying that they would do something for her. I can't. That's all I had to say. I didn't write anything down.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. Ms. Bowers, do we have any other speakers signed up this evening? No. All right. We now move on to section 6 of our agenda, which is deliberation. On the deliberation agenda is item 6.01, the FY 20-2021 revised Fund 50 budget by classification. Do board members have any comments or questions? Any comments or questions from board members about the deliberation item? If not, the administration did ask us to entertain a motion to move this to action. So at this time, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Ms. Jackson Afanja and a second from Dr. Woodhouse to move deliberation item 6.01 to the action agenda, and that would become item 7.02. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Bowers, would you please call for the vote?
Ms. Cherry?
Aye.
Dr. Mason?
Aye.
Mr. Samuels?
Aye.
Dr. Woodhouse?
Aye.
Ms. Lafanja?
Aye.
Ms. Banks Gray?
Aye.
Mr. Kilgore?
Aye, motion carries. We now move on to Section 7 of our agenda, which is items for action. The first one on the agenda is the 2021-2022 entitlement grants, Part 1, or Title 1, Part A, Title 2, Part A, Title 3, Part A, and Title 4, Part A. Do I have a motion to approve action item 7.01?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Samuels and a second from Ms. Banks Gray. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Bowers, would you please call for the vote?
Dr. Mason?
Aye.
Mr. Samuels?
Aye.
Dr. Woodhouse?
Aye.
Ms. Lafanja?
Aye.
Ms. Banks Gray?
Aye.
Ms. Cherry?
Aye.
Mr. Kilgore?
Aye. Motion carries. We now have action item 7.02, which is the FY 2020 TAC 2021 Revised Fund 50 Budget by Classification. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chair. Second.
I have a motion from Dr. Mason and a second from Mr. Samuels. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Bowers, would you please call for the vote?
Mr. Samuels?
Aye.
Dr. Woodhouse?
Aye.
Ms. Lafanja?
Aye.
Ms. Banks Gray?
Aye.
Ms. Cherry?
Aye.
Dr. Mason?
Aye.
Mr. Kilgore?
I have a statement to read before I vote. As a member of the school board of the city of Hampton, I acknowledge that I have an interest in the adoption of the FY 2020 TAC 2021 school operating budget because my wife is an employee of Hampton City Schools. However, I believe I am able to participate in the vote on the budget fairly, objectively, and in the public interest. My vote is aye. Motion carries. We now move on to the informational items for this evening. Our next work session will be held on June 16th, which is a Wednesday, at the Rupert Sargent Building, 1 Franklin Street. And then our reorganizational meeting will be held on July 7th, 2021, here at Jones Magnet Middle School, again at 6:30. Both meetings start at 6:30 p.m. Do I have any informational items from the superintendent?
Just one announcement, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, and that is, in addition to the number of recognitions this evening with our young people and the families who were present, we will celebrate the members of the class of 2021 at the Coliseum, and we encourage certainly members of our viewing audience to go on to the Hampton City Schools webpage, our homepage, and we have the dates listed for each of the high schools and the activities that will take place as we recognize all of the members and certainly the families of the class of 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Do I have any informational item from board members? Or do I have any informational items from our student representative?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, I'd like to extend my warmest congratulations to the various valedictorians and salutatorians in the city, as well as our associate's degree recipients that were formally recognized and named this evening. This proves the true dedication to academic excellence and academic strength that Hampton City Schools fosters. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Karnick. Without any other action on the agenda, this meeting is adjourned.